He clearly took exception to some of the things that he heard me say, and he confronted me about it.
I got y'all. I told y'all something. I'm not bothering nobody. I won't be. Y'all following me for no reason. I asked y'all nice. Please leave me alone.
I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money.
In a stunning reveal, ESPN's outspoken pundit Stephen A. Smith has allegedly revealed the final nail in Floyd's financial coffin. Money Mayweather is known for his extravagant lifestyle, constant self-promotion, and unbeaten fighting record. Mayweather has always been the embodiment of luxury and flamboyance in sports. But according to Smith, the glitz was always a veneer that is now collapsing under the weight of bankruptcy, IRS investigations, and pending lawsuits.
I didn't got nothing. We're doing our job too, man. Please leave us alone. Okay, just want to comment.
The term "he's done" trended on social media after Smith made his shocking allegations during a heated interview on First Take, sparking a firestorm of disputes, questions, and concerns about Mayweather's once bulletproof business.
Here's what I do know, which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match? All right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it. John Gotti III, I don't know anything about him. I'm not trying to disrespect him. And yes, I'm being smart. I'm not trying to disrespect the grandson of a mobster. Fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is this. When you're great, when you're elite, not just anybody deserves to be in your pristine space. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about on the street or anything like that. Boxing is your thing.
To understand the gravity of this financial collapse, one must first consider the extent of Mayweather's climb. Floyd Mayweather Jr. was born in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and began his professional career in 1996, quickly establishing himself as a technical genius in the ring. His defensive prowess, lightning-fast reflexes, and strategic acumen allowed him to leave undefeated 50-0. Mayweather, sometimes known as Money, changed the commercial side of boxing. In 2006, he bought himself out of his top-rank contract for $750,000, a move that would define his career. He then created his own promotion firm, Mayweather Promotions, and gradually gained full control over his fight purses and pay-per-view income. Mayweather engaged in some of the most lucrative boxing contests in history, including his 2015 fight with Manny Pacquiao, which grossed more than $600 million. 2 years later, his fight with UFC star Conor McGregor added $300 million to his wealth. Forbes once placed him as the world's highest-paid athlete, but as Stephen A. Smith brazenly stated, it doesn't matter how much money you make if you spend like you'll never run out.
Beyond the glitz and glamour, the flossing, the pomp and circumstances surrounding everything that culminated in Saturday night's Mayweather versus McGregor fight, there were a few sightings that were relatively low-key in comparison, but more significant than many may realize. At the weigh-in, there was a two-time NBA champion, Draymond Green, and star guard Paul George. On fight night, of course, there was LeBron James, James Harden, Isaiah Thomas, and a few others. And none of them were there just to pay homage to Mayweather, the fighter. It's the businessman in Mayweather they actually love even more. As the sun clearly set on the boxing career of Mayweather, many can reflect on a lot of things about the man. He wasn't a Mike Tyson-like knockout artist, or even Tommy the Hitman Hearns. To many, he wasn't even Sugar Ray Leonard. He certainly can't be confused with Muhammad Ali or any other fighter who's ever been socially conscious. No doubt he was guilty of domestic violence, as our very own The Undefeated accurately pointed out. He definitely had his share of boring fights that didn't give the people what they actually wanted to see. But that ain't the legacy these athletes are paying attention to.
Mayweather's lifestyle was not only luxurious, it was also extravagant, on a scale rarely seen even among the world's wealthiest sports. His spending habits became a part of his brand, with each purchase and post meant to remind the public that he was actually wealthy. From boarding private jets like taxis to driving about in fleets of Bugattis and Rolls-Royces, Mayweather showed an undiluted affluence. One of the most memorable symbols of his extravagance was his $18 million diamond-encrusted watch, a show-stopping accessory that became a talking point in its own right. Nights out in Las Vegas strip clubs allegedly cost him upwards of $25,000 every visit, which he treated as routine rather than pleasure. Mayweather owned several mansions in affluent communities like his Beverly Hills, Las Vegas, and Miami, each lavishly adorned and frequently left uninhabited but maintained at a high cost. He was notorious for flying with duffel bags full of cash and flashing them on social media as emblems of untouchable wealth. Whether he was setting out bundles, $100 bills on a table, or sharing videos of himself counting millions, he depicted himself as having boundless financial power. While financial advisors and analysts constantly raised red signals, experts warned that such a high-spending lifestyle can only be continued if income flows match or exceed outflows, which becomes nearly impossible once fight purses are depleted and liabilities remain. According to one former advisor, foreshadowing Mayweather's grim financial reality.
Why fight Logan Paul?
Name another boxer besides myself that's more famous than Logan Paul.
Tyson Fury?
What? I want you to look up Tyson Fury, how many followers, and look up how many followers Logan Paul has.
Logan Paul, 56 million. Tyson Fury, 4 million.
So 50 compared to 4 something. I can fight a fighter right now, guarantee myself 35 million. Or me and Logan Paul can go out and entertain and have fun and make 100 million or more. So if you were me, you gotta look at 35 million for 12 rounds and 100 for 6 rounds. Big difference.
Stephen A. Smith didn't hold back in an angry episode of First Take. I've seen the records, I've spoken with the people, and I can tell you that Floyd Mayweather is in big trouble, he proclaimed, glaring into the camera with trademark intensity. Smith went on to say, "These are no longer just rumors. The IRS wants him, creditors are after him, and he's selling off goods left and right. Worse, he no longer has the fight money to bail himself out. He's finished." He claimed that Mayweather is facing a multi-million-dollar IRS lien, has taken out loans against different homes, and is several years overdue on tax payments. To make things worse, several of his business projects have failed, and he is now embroiled in lawsuits brought by disgruntled investors. Perhaps the most concerning discovery is that Mayweather has apparently begun secretly liquidating his possessions, including rare luxury cars and high-end jewelry, in a desperate attempt to pay off rising debts. Smith underscored the seriousness of the problem by noting Mayweather's abrupt change in public behavior, adding, "You don't go from bragging about spending $1.4 million in one day to suddenly going radio silent about your money unless something's wrong." The flamboyant boxer famed for flaunting his wealth has gone eerily quiet, sparking significant fears that Mayweather's money persona was nothing more than a quickly crumbling mirage. Mayweather's problems with the IRS have been smoldering for several years. In 2017, he made news for filing a petition to postpone a tax payment from 2015 until after the McGregor fight, claiming he lacked liquidity while earning hundreds of millions. It was dismissed at the time as a strategic maneuver, but insiders now think it was only the beginning.
You can trust the news. There's no such thing as fake. I'm working for ESPN. We're broadcasting the Mayweather-McGregor fight live. And to this day, they will tell you that's a record. That's the biggest fight ever. That thing was sold out. That place was, people were dressed up as empty seats. And I mean thousands of people.
No.
I bought my mother's ticket that day. That day, my mother decides that she wants to go to the fight. So I'm in there and I'm telling the world that this place is sold out because that's what's on the screen. And it's not even close. Yeah. This isn't like, it's pretty much full. This isn't, there's thousands of empty seats. That was the first time that in my own life I ever just, wow, fake news is real.
Wow.
And then Mayweather, they wanted a rematch. They were begging. They were doing more media trying to get a rematch than they did leading into the first match. And the guys that wrote the checks.
But why didn't it sell out? I mean, it's such two big draws. They promoted it so well.
All anybody's talking about.
Yeah, there's still a number.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter how big a draw is, there's still a number. If this guy got 100 million, this guy got 100 million, then you got to advertise it, promote it. You got to bring
It's
on
the guarantees that kill everything. If they were just getting percentages, then obviously everybody would.
You're saying the seats were empty. I can understand it not making the money, but the seats being empty seems seems
peculiar.
crazy.
Yeah, and there's nothing in the world where you have a pay-per-view hit that didn't have a live audience hit. Like if your live audience is your first focus group, isn't sold out, you didn't do pay-per-view numbers.
Sure.
But boxing will still claim that to this day. They still to this day claim that that's number one. And if you want to be the biggest pay-per-view in boxing history, all you have to do is claim it.
Do you think the information is sufficient to prove Mayweather's financial collapse, or is there more to the story? Share your views in the comments.